A new experiment in GTA 5. Today we will amazingly and excitingly test which car can incredibly drive through the undulating bridge made of logs. And the most important thing is that each time it gets narrower and narrower, making it increasingly challenging and thrilling, harder and harder to navigate successfully. So only the most skilled and cheat-worthy drivers will be able to reach the ultimate finish line. Watch the video until the end, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new experiments.
Hello guys, it's me as always, your favorite penguin Taflex.
Welcome to a new experiment in GTA again, where we will test which car can drive through the wavy bridge made of logs. And most importantly, today we have a regular collection of cars prepared. Completely regular, ordinary, nothing special. Of course, I'm joking, we never have such collections. Today we have the most unusual cars. These are unicycles, sleds, bikes with 4 wheels, remote-controlled cars, Barbie Lambos like these, and cars. Off-road vehicles from the past, and of course the largest Lambo in the world. And here's a monster truck with spiked wheels, so make sure to watch until the end and give it a like. And of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new cool experiments. Today our road is getting narrower and narrower, and this road is made of logs, which adds to our troubles. So I suggest we don't delay and start right away. And you, right now, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, write in the comments which car you think will make it to the finish line today, because I think it will be the smallest cars. Yes, listen, I've come up with a new challenge for us. We usually test the cars from the very beginning, but let's test them. First, the biggest cars. I think it will be much more interesting considering that the road is really getting narrower and narrower. So, carefully, we will accelerate and try not to crush all the cars. I think that's unlikely to happen. Oops, sorry, excuse me, it was an accident. Okay, this is going to be really very difficult. Why? Because the Lambo is very, very big. And look, this is the first level, and we're barely making it through. On the second level, we will already have some problems. Look, the Lambo really doesn't fit. And as for what's next, honestly, I don't even know. Look at how big it is. Well, okay. This is really problematic now. No, the wheel is barely touching. Okay, I've thought it through. We'll drive the Lambo on a regular bridge. We'll get lucky. We'll make it to the finish. Nearly made it. Okay, that was really very close. But unfortunately not today. Alright, I'm already running to the next car. And this blue one is definitely much higher. Though it's a bit dented. But I think that's not a problem. It's not a problem because the most important thing is how well the car handles. Why? Because it's a log road, after all, and it's off-road. And indeed, our car handles exceptionally well, thanks to the great suspension. So, fourth level, look how narrow it gets. It's really hard. It's really harder than I thought. So, carefully, you need to turn around here. Damn, guys, make sure to support this video with a like so carefully. Oh. This is already starting to feel like a skill test. Oh, look. Oh, and here, no, wait. Quiet, back 6th level, please tell me that we will pass. No, come on, well. It's absolutely impossible. There's very, 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 very narrow a space indeed. Actually, I'm curious, what kind of car? Yes, go sit with fish. Maybe these sleds or a unicycle? Because it seems to me, such cars have every chance. They are super small and can squeeze through anywhere. But at the same time, we need a car with a very good suspension because these are logs after all. They are like a regular road, and even if the car is small, it should handle off-road well, and on a unicycle, I think we are unlikely to manage that. And by the way, the car is drifting here. I think here it's calm. Oh, quiet! For some reason, it skids on the logs. But nevertheless, we are making it through. By the way, if you like such experiments in GTA 5, make sure to give a like. The car skids, even though it's a monster truck with spiked wheels. Can you imagine? Alright, carefully. Oops. Easy. Carefully to the left. Come on. Oh, look. It's getting more interesting here. But how can I not pass? It just doesn't fit, seriously. Well, you know, that's it. How is it even possible? It was really absolutely impossible to just squeeze through, alright? You see, in fact, I have something more very interesting indeed. This is indeed a car for drag racing, you know? Of course. There are some doubts, small ones, that it won't make it to the end because it's a bit longer than a regular car. Well, how is it a bit? Twice as long. Or maybe even 3 times. Therefore, there are certain doubts. But at the same time, it's very narrow, so that gives us certain advantages. Listen, I think I can actually drive like this calmly. Oops, passing perfectly. Yes, it works. It really works. And I can even avoid swerving. Quiet. Oh! Now that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. Okay, come on. Oops. And level 6, please. The main thing is not to get caught. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Passing perfectly. Oh. That's it. I think we've arrived. Darn it. How do we get through here? It's not working. Come on. Carefully. And... okay, left, right. Oh, that's it. I'm stuck. I'm just stuck. That's definitely a downside of this car. The fact that it's kind of narrow and can pass to the 7th level, but at the same time, it's very long. Well, guys, we're moving on, and there are fewer and fewer cars, and most importantly, the cars are getting lower. And lower. And smaller. And smaller. Which is definitely a plus. Because today, only the smallest, most agile, and maneuverable cars will be able to overcome our challenges, like this Lambo, for example. Because it might seem like an ordinary Lambo, but this off-road suspension and off-road wheels say otherwise. It's a real Lambo truck. So I suggest pulling and then carefully driving through. Wow, it turns almost 360 degrees in just 2 moves, like 1, 2, OP. And that's it, ready to go. Okay, let's move on. And this is already the 6th level, seriously. Here you need to be careful, because look at the distance. The Lambo, by the way, is doing very, very well. And here, I think we might have a few more potential small problems driving through here. Seriously? I really can't. It's just stuck. Well, okay. We'll just leave it like that. Wow. Just look. Next in line, we have another Lambo. Only, this Lambo is on tracks. I don't know, honestly, if this will help us or not, but the previous Lambo handled quite well up to the 7th level. No, really, the 1st level is passed very easily. You can even drift here, perform tricks like these. The 2nd one is also quite spacious here, and the car passes through easily. Here is where the problems start, because each time the levels become narrower and narrower, and it really becomes very problematic to pass through. Alright, okay, seems not bad. Quiet! Oh, damn, the car is very powerful because it's a Lambo. Apparently, because of the tracks, the grip is 3-4 times stronger. And it's really difficult. Excuse me, could you move? Oh, listen, perfect. I came up with this. What is this? A new bridge made of lamps. I'm stuck. I can't move. What's this joke? I can't move. I'm really stuck forward. I really can't move. Look, I'm pressing. The gas pedal is to the floor, but it's not working. It seems to be working slowly. Let's carefully drive through and everything will work out. Oops, quietly. Seriously. No. Come on. Literally 1 meter was not enough. Damn, that was so close. Let's set aside all the cars with big wheels and move on to the smaller ones. Stop! Of course, I would gladly test the Jeep, but first of all, I would like to test this car right here. So what exactly is this? Who came up with this? What kind of genius inventor? Okay, this is unusual. It's really unusual. It doesn't turn. Most importantly, it turns very poorly. To the right. Now. To the left. Now. Once more to the right. Carefully to the left. Damn, it really turns very poorly. I think this will be a huge disadvantage in the future because we'll have to spin around 365 degrees. Well, as I said, oops, carefully here, back, forward. We are really driving a car from the Stone Age. Some kind of... Alright, okay, level 6. Please. Yes, to turn around, back, forward quietly, the main thing is not down. Back, forward, again, alright. But we definitely don't need to go down. So, okay, the most important thing here is to turn around. Look, the distance between the lugs, that's the most important thing. The car is passing through is really some kind of cheat car. And here, I think that's it. Come on, oh, let's push the lamp now. It doesn't fit through, it's just stuck. Then I suggest we just take and push this lamp. Almost got it. Okay, jokes aside, I suggest we move on to the cars that can really overcome these challenges. And that's this Jeep SRT. Of course, it's very massive, very large, and most importantly, very fast, which we don't even need for this challenge, but the car. much smaller than all the previous ones. So I think it has every chance to make it to the finish line. It finally fell. We finally managed to push it off. And where are there no problems? The biggest problem will be if we just get stuck. And what's around the corner? How am I supposed to do this? It seems to be passing, but let's do it carefully. It's impossible, guys. It's just impossible. Or maybe we actually managed to do it. Yeah, right. This is the first car that managed to complete this challenge. Congratulations if you wrote it in the comments. Well, now we know that it's not impossible. It's quite possible to reach the finish line. By the way, I see that red Jeep SRT, so I suggest we move on to the next car. And as it seems to me, it also has every chance to reach the finish line. This is this kind of super or hyper or super or duper car Alpina, which looks really cool. It can even drift. Wow! This truly deserves your like. Most importantly, if you enjoy such experiments in GTA 5, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because that's how you can watch new videos first and won't miss anything new. And most importantly, write in the comments, maybe we should make this map even harder, because look, overall the car goes through very easily. 7th level, I think it will handle it quite easily too. Although, no, we have problems. Damn, it's too low! And unfortunately, it won't reach the finish line. Okay, but I realized one small feature. The car, besides needing to be small and narrow also, it should have some kind of off-road wheels preferably, or off-road suspension. But, as we can see, the next car is a Barbie. Lambo? For all the girls who are watching this video, if girls are watching this video, give it a like, girls. I know there are some, so a big hello to you. This car will make it to the finish line today. For all the girls who are watching this video, okay, the most important thing is to do it carefully. But wait, maybe we should try to go at full speed. Let's go try it. Come on, maximum speed, come on. No! Damn. It was hard. At full speed, by the way, it's also quite good. It works out. I think the most unbeatable thing is to ride through on such a small unicycle, because it will pass easily, although we will definitely find out more about this. I suggest that perhaps we should indeed test our last real car, although it's quite challenging to actually call it a real car because it's essentially a cardboard Lambo. Really, a cardboard Lambo that also drifts and it probably flips over because it's very light. By the way, its engine is also made of cardboard. Alright, jokes aside. Of course, it's almost a real Lambo, but a cardboard Lambo. Although, who knows, maybe I'm laughing now and this Lambo will actually make it to the finish line, and then the Lambo will be the one laughing. The fact that I didn't believe in it, turns out it will make it to the finish line. Alright, the most important thing here is to take a careful turn. We won't rush. Carefully. The most important thing is that at least 2 wheels are gripping onto our logs, otherwise we'll start falling. That's precisely what indeed needed to be proven. So in fact, there are only 6 cars left, but it's no less interesting because the coolest cars remain, and I think each of them can quite possibly make it to the finish line. So I suggest starting with the car. Logs. Yes, it's a real log against a bridge of logs. If in the previous episode we had a real bridge of logs that went in waves, this is also a kind of wave. Only these go not horizontally, but vertically, or conversely vertically, those were horizontal. In short, I'm not strong in this. But the most important thing is that now there are 2 wavy bridges, and we need to cross the 2 wavy bridges very carefully. Level 6, by the way. I didn't even notice how we got through the 6th level. So, okay, level 7. This will be difficult. But look, it fits perfectly. This is really turning into some kind of skill test. Wait a minute. I didn't mention it earlier. If you drive just a millimeter to the left or a millimeter to the right, that's it, you're shark food. But I'm not upset, because there are still plenty of cars. And, for example, there's this Lambo. The only downside is that this Lambo has a very low suspension. As we know, even in regular supercars, passing this challenge is quite problematic. But with this Lambo, I would really argue here, because it seems to me, wow, easy. It also has very bad brakes. Oh my! Well, yes, this is going to be really very difficult. And look at how it turns. It takes 500 million years for it to turn right or left. Okay, fine. This is going to be really very difficult, and now I've lost all hope for this Lambo. I personally think it's highly unlikely to successfully reach the ultimate finish line. It even managed to reach the challenging 7th level because it handles quite poorly. Alright, currently 4 cars are already in line, and I would strongly suggest testing out this amazing Shotaro bike. And by the way, I've always been curious, what if we try to go at maximum speed? So I'm going for maximum acceleration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lifting the wheel. Let's go. Seriously? Wait, is that even possible? Yes. I think, yes, that was the most epic run, although I think he would have passed quite easily here too. Well, yes, overall it was like zen how we passed. It was very epic, so if you liked it, to jump, tun 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 tun, like this, tun tun tun, ha ha ha. But I think we passed much more epically. These are all challenges. Just jump over all of it. So if you liked it, you're definitely flagged. One more time, showing the last one. As for the jumps, 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 ha 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 parkour. Such parkour, absolutely incredible and awe-inspiring, definitely deserves a like. Who here is indeed a professional parkourist? Of course, it's me. So let's move on to the next car. Okay, only 3 cars left. I suggest starting with the biggest one. By the way, it's a wheelchair, if you haven't realized yet, a wheelchair with a turbo booster. Attempt number 2. Please, I just wanted to demonstrate attempt number 2. Including acceleration, quietly. Okay, no more acceleration. Why would a wheelchair even need turbo acceleration? Just to go uphill, I guess? Well, okay, jokes aside, we move on. Level 3. By the way, it seems like we should handle this very easily as well. The only question is the possibility of this wheelchair. Because as it seems to me, they are not designed for off-road at all. So let's proceed carefully. Yes, look, here the problems are already starting. The wheelchair barely makes it through, but it seems to be working so far. Okay, let's be careful. Oops. Come on! Oh no, okay, acceleration. No! It got stuck. I couldn't move, and even acceleration didn't help us, unfortunately. Well, here are the finalists. These are such sleds and a unicycle. Unicycle. I suggest testing it last because I'm curious how we'll go through this experiment right on the sleds. Yes, can you imagine? Right on the sleds. It's unthinkable. It's just incredible. Who even came up with all this? Idea. Alright, okay. We seem to be passing perfectly, even on the sleds. Seriously, if we reach the finish line on the sleds, it will be simply indescribable. I will be speechless. We're actually making it through. Don't stop, don't stop. As soon as we stop, we lose speed and can get stuck, like with the previous vehicle. But this way, we're passing with ease. Seriously, it's that simple. Alright then, well here we go. Ba-bam ba-bam. And here's the last mode of transportation for today. The jumping unicycle isn't even a vehicle. It's indeed a real circus with support contraption. So let's see how well we handle this challenge. The only thing is, it skids a lot. Look, I'm just in the crusher. Some kind of, oh my goodness, and the shaking. Pee. What the hell is this? Is this? Subscribe. I only subscribe to the Penguin channel. This is 100% needed. Hey. Okay. Let's go. Level 5. Come on. Carefully. Left, right. Why does it skid so much? I'm not driving on ice. I'm driving on wood. Okay. Maybe when you drive on wood, it skids equally. Alright. Quiet. This is really problematic. Up. Come on. To the left. Carefully. Now to the right. This is very scary. Come on. And the final jump. Woohoo! Perfect. You reached the finish line. Damn, that was really tough. But overall, I really liked the experiment. If you liked it too, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe to my channel under this video so you don't miss new cool experiments like this one. And of course, don't forget about the bell to watch my videos. As the very first one. Well, as always, it was me, your favorite little penguin, and see you again. Bye-bye.